from the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017. We are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, the calendar has flipped to November, and we've got an intriguing matchup on tap, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
And we are underway from Houston. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And there's no doubt about the talent that we see from C.J. Stroud. We've watched it develop in his first 2 years in the league. But the best way quarterbacks are graded is winning. He's out there trying to win his third division championship in as many years.
Opening play, and Stroud will throw it. Going out wide, finds Chubb. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He ran it last time. Now Stroud will throw it. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Stroud working out of the gun. Open man is Higgins. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the 1st down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball.
The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Stroud to throw it. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
We're scoreless after one. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. 2nd and 9. As they've got it as we resume action. 2nd down, here's Chubb again. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
1st and 10 at the 20.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Stroud looking to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he gets it inside the 10-minute. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
3rd and goal.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And Stroud now to throw. They shakes him off. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. C.J. Stroud taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Texans post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it was C.J. Stroud who finished off that drive with a touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. To throw is Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now it's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw, here's Nix. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
First down. A gain of 33 yards on the play. First down.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
He's got this one complete to Sherfield. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Nix to the air. And it's caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. The kick by Lutz is good. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll go play action with Nix. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That is incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Throwing Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 38-yard line.
First down.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
First down, Broncos.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a yard. On play action, here's Nix. He's got a man. It's his fullback. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Nix. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Nix. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. And let's get the ball back for us.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
It's a gain of 11.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. That's caught again by Schultz.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Stroud. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
From the gun on third down, here's Stroud. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Texans send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos now down 7-6, 2:25 remaining. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he stopped immediately there. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. They set up the screen for Dobbins. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Who wants it more? This is 4th and a yard. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Into the hands of Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Houston's offense taking over again. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
At the 41-yard line.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Stroud back to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down, so you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, guy, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to get the lead up to 4. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So 3 points left on the table thanks to a great play there on special teams. They just couldn't protect long enough, Charles, to get that kick away.
Yeah, special teams coaches aren't just simply there to applaud, right? And they're not just there to encourage. They're there to find weaknesses where you can go block the kick. Give them big credit for that one. Good scouting, and they executed it well.
This is 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Finding Sutton on the out route who makes the catch.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Here comes 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's 3rd down.
Big play looming here. This is 3rd and 7 with a crowd on their feet. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered a loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.